using the technology of folding parallel timelines. You guys are on different parallel Earths, spreading ancient myths before, causing Earth's civilization to be in the Dark Middle Ages, wasting hundreds of years. This is what you based on Code 1559, the Bluebird project you came up with. The Ethics and Morality Committee believes your actions have crossed the line into other parallel universes, the natural progression of human civilization. The European Council has come up with a solution. Demon Slayer. You know, our organization has a long history. As a former Level 5 researcher, you should be aware of our methods as OW agents. The trouble you caused isn't that big of a deal. Come clean. There might still be a chance for a lenient sentence. So, before I lose my patience, you better answer my questions honestly. Spreading ignorance on Earth in parallel timelines, apart from satisfying some personal twisted desires, it won't change any of the consequences on your Earth. I just don't see the point of it. As you wish, Captain. I'll cooperate with the investigation. But before that, have you ever heard of the Classic of Mountains and Seas? Of course. The Classic of Mountains and Seas is the first containment file programmed by the organization's. It's the original containment file. It's also the origin of all those foolish myths of yours. Isn't it foolish, those myths? No, if you trust the work of the predecessors of the medical society. Well, everything recorded in the Classic of Mountains and Seas should be true. For example, the Bluebird from Containment File 99. It's highly likely to be the modern code 3159. This file documents a light blue bird during the evenings and throughout the week, active near the Yangtze River Basin. Tales of the Celestial Regions. Legend has it that this bird dances in the sky every spring twilight. It will soar through the sky. Its appearance sparks curiosity among locals about the sky, resulting in a sudden increase in the number of people observing the stars at the same time. The drama escalated when we discovered many concepts about the universe in Chinese civilization, including constellations and numerous cosmological myths, even including the earliest astronomical works in Chinese history. Gan Shi Xingjing might all be related to this bird, sparking human curiosity about the universe tied to Scorpio. However, even though humans today are venturing into space, we still don't know what this green bird is. Many people even doubt if it really exists. The theory you propose cannot be proven and cannot be confirmed or denied. I used to think like you too, but everything I saw in parallel universes is what makes me now firmly believe in its reality. Dr. Johnson, you know, people are always influenced by their environment, twisting all unrelated realities into a self-righteous truth. Like you, spreading the legend of the blue bird in a parallel universe, forcing your own perceptions onto others' heads, willing to believe in the blue bird is nothing but a fantasy. Starting from your 94th ancestor, he was once a historian who touched the past, the first person in our civilization to document the bluebird. They were also a group of creators known as the 99s. Your ancestor believed that. In his second year as the court historian, the bluebird began appearing frequently in the night sky. And he recorded all of this in the main database of the Institute of Esoterica, leaving behind what seemed like detailed and rigorous observation records. And it's not just your 94th great-grandfather. Your great-grandfather. Both your grandfather and father have worked for the organization. Your whole family has been involved as well. Research on the green bird even gave him a modern designation, CN 1559. You guys are a wild bunch when it comes to family history. And you, not even satisfied with the fantasies in those files, trying to satisfy your imagination by altering in the universe. Or maybe even more than your diary. That's what it says inside. Since I was a little kid, my father mentioned more than once about the bluebird. He always talked about the bluebird being as lively as a flame, beating with a blue, vibrant vigor. He always said, when we run off to even farther stars in the future, the bluebird will be waiting for us there. No, our childhood. It's totally normal to feel this way. Those were the days. The speed at which humans are leaving Earth is beyond imagination. The field of space exploration. There's almost stunning news every day. That's the beginning of the era of interstellar wanderers, the golden age of aerospace technology development. I love hearing legends related to the stars. I know the stars that fill the sky are from the east. The sky is filled with ships of Western heroes. I know the Milky Way, that the Queen Mother separated the cowherd, the Weaver Girl's daughter caused the drought. I know the fiery Mars too in Greece. It's the heart of the heavenly queen. And, of course, I know the story of the bluebird. Perhaps you're even more passionate than the self you remember. We've looked into it. You drew a bluebird in the assignment you handed to the teacher. In the homework you turned in, you drew a bluebird. You drew a little blue bird on the door at home. Even a novel you wrote during your rebellious high school years. The main characters were called couple swordsmen. But at the same time, as the child of the lead researcher of CN 1559, you began to realize that bluebird was not real. Just a beautiful goose ship. It's something you have to accept, but also a cruel reality you can't accept. So you do all of this on another parallel Earth, simulating this so-called bluebird, just to fulfill a childhood fantasy. Do you think I'm right? Of course not. Everyone has childhood fantasies. We all know how fragile this fantasy is. Back in high school, I had already come back to reality. That was a long time ago. It was the era of just completing the manned lunar landing project. In front of that single plank bridge called the SAT exam, I started feeling anxious about the future, because in those decades, the world changed so rapidly. It seemed like just a snap of the fingers. We have bid farewell to Earth, where we survived for tens of thousands of years, and embarked on the arduous journey through the stars. I once had a deep longing for space, but when he actually showed up, I realized how vast he was and how small we are. I did study astrophysics and Earth history, but that's no longer about whose dream it is. Just during those years when China's space program was booming, those boring crater specialties became all the rage. Just for a job. Yes, just a job. It was an era ruled by anxiety. The universe's grand door has just swung open. Everything hurtling forward on Earth makes everyone feel unfamiliar and uneasy. This planet can no longer provide us with answers. I know this perplexing time in human history. Humans can't find answers in the present moment, so they start flipping through the books of the past. Their answer is the quest for the stars. Yes, it's a million miles away. The writings of the poet Chu Yuan from the state of Chu. Yet from a moment he started until China sent a man to the moon. The discussions about the heavens have never stopped. It's from here that we can finally confirm, since our goal is the stars and the sea. Who cares where he's heading? Depart immediately. More important. Let's go right now. It's far more important than the destination. However, all these discussions are often accompanied by that mysterious bluebird. From the era of the mystical bird in the Warring States period, all the way to the rainy days of the Jin dynasty. Even Feng Ru, the engineer of China's first airplane, has said, the pursuit of the dream of the heaven begins with a simple sketch. Some people might just be you guys. Even believe it was the bluebird that created the interstellar human race we have today. The Empire's reality is just that. Without the bluebird, there wouldn't be humanity as we know it today. Is it your way of admitting it? Dr. Jiang traced everything from your childhood memories to your present thoughts, pointing toward the possibility that you're based on an arrogant understanding in a strange parallel world, created the legend of the bluebird impulsively. I'm curious, what makes you so persistently doubtful? Let's start by talking about Dr. Jiang instead. As the head of parallel time-space folding technology, why would you set the experiment time at the point when the bluebird appears? Because our original plan was to try our luck with this time difference. At the moment the experiment is finished, let's see if we can observe it. The green bird that appeared on the palace of the capital of the Chu Kingdom 6,000 years ago. The characteristic of parallel space-time folding technology is he cannot erase the time difference between parallel universes. Two universes, the time coordinate difference for the same spatial coordinate, can reach up to minus 6,000 Earth years. In other words, when we travel to parallel universes, we might actually be traveling to 6,000 Earth years, a parallel time-space from years ago. And most parallel universes are consistent at some key moments in time. That's why we've chosen the year 324 BC as our target exploration time. We're getting ready to use optical stealth technology to make our aircraft disappear without a trace, hiding within Earth's atmosphere. We've also implemented the most discreet nuclear-powered engine. The overall design also takes inspiration from past aircraft. We're naming this aircraft model the AG-99. That's where the problem lies. Previous aircraft were all based on bluebird designs, and you are the first to arrive in that parallel universe. We have research and development data on AG-99 here, as well as files on bluebird in both universes. They are essentially identical. Both contain this phrase. The bluebird's tail shines like blue leaves. You just mentioned that earlier. For the Oscar, AG-99, flying in the atmosphere, will use ancient, legitimate boarding. If the spaceship's optical stealth system is turned off, it means the nuclear reactor will produce observable light. And one of the most famous is the Cherenkov radiation, which is during the nuclear reaction. High-energy particles released, the blue-gray light that flickers in the air. These phenomena assume they're seen from the ground. It's like a hint of hiddenness in the bright fog, a subtle shade of blue. In other words, as long as AG-99 appears in the skies above Earth, the ancient people on the ground might have thought it was a giant bird. Similarly recorded at 90,000 miles above in the gas canister, refers to the tail cloud of AG-9 angle. The pure white wings match the color of the aircraft wings. All these descriptions point to one thing, that you guys have AG-99 again, faking the existence of the bluebird. But what if? We're not the only ones with AG-99 here. So far, AG-99 still remains just one thing. The one you guys drove away. Yes, that's not just our only time travel plane. It's also our first experiment. But the full story is actually like this. Everything went super smoothly on the day of the experiment. AG-99 immediately completed its first ignition. We quickly found ourselves in the skies over Chu, and soon enough, we spotted Qingdao. And before we knew it, we were looking at the city. Yes, you heard that right. We saw a bluebird. And what completely caught us off guard was, the bluebird is not any kind of creature. It's a flying machine. The shape is similar to a triangle. The rear sports a tail fin cloud. High magnification imaging reveals it has a mechanical structure resembling a fixed-wing aircraft. This aircraft is almost identical to ours. Even the body, the organization logo of the reflectors, is also identical. That's another AG-99. This mysterious AG-99, not even using optical stealth. What do you mean? You were driving the optical stealth AG-99. saw a non-stealth AG-99. Nope. No evidence to back up what you're saying. Because according to records from a parallel universe, there's a planet's worth of evidence in the sky. Booze is a sure thing. Why should I believe you guys are the ones with the invisible jet? Are you trying to spin me a tale here? So you're telling me it wasn't you spreading the myths. It was another ship. I never knew where that AG-99 came from. Someone's plotting, intentionally altering human history in parallel universes. Yes, intentionally altering. That's what I'm trying to say. The truth is, there has never been a bluebird. What we have are AG balls from different parallel universes. What do you mean? Take a look at this footage. If you don't believe me, let's take some photos and videos of that AG-99. Of course, now you could also think that all of this is fake. But we also tried to communicate with AG-99. They refused our request for communication. But still, they gave us 2 pieces of information. One of them was just one sentence. Welcome to ignite humanity's own history. And the other one is the video below. Hello to the parallel universes of Point Liao. We come from the same organization as you. Explored our universe in the same way. Our Earth. Just that we started 6,000 years before you did. Earlier than you did by 6,000 with the H-Bar 99 extraordinary space-time aircraft. Our Earth History Research Institute has discovered the AJ-Bar 99 itself when flying in Earth's atmosphere. The appearance observed from ground matches the height of lightness in the technology. And according to our Earth History Research Institute's deduction, if our own universe didn't have a lightness, or wasn't explored by, another parallel universe's AJ-Bar 99. So, the time it takes for humanity to become an interstellar civilization will be tens of thousands of 4,266 meters more than if we haven't explored other parallel universes. The humans in that universe will become an interstellar civilization in a time at least 4,266 years later than our universe. You and I should both know. Interstellar exploration activities help us avoid a certain impact. The Earth is getting worse by the day. No matter if we venture into the vastness of the stars, the path of the waves, none of this will disappear. He will only come as scheduled. But if we lose these precious 4,000 years, can we still prolong the continuation of civilization by leaving Earth and continue to live on? We are thrilled to see you all here to prove another version of us in a poor universe. It's time to start giving up our valuable time and energy, helping out our fellow selves in need across the universe. And here in our universe, it's all thanks to a foundation from another parallel universe who visited Earth in our current universe. Their spaceship appeared in the skies above the territory of the Mountain Dynasty, self-soothing, roaming the ancient lands of God's continent for millennia. They didn't leave until the trumpet of great unification was sounded. Their shadows, transformed into the green bird in Chinese civilization, became the surname of the Western Queen Mother, bringing celestial knowledge to mankind, wisdom and epic tales. We can find similar shadows and legends from around the world, such as the ancient Egyptian Bane, the Indian Jelly, the mysterious Valkyries of the North, Greek Icarus. These miraculous dances in the sky, broadcasted all around the world, sprinkling the seeds of galaxy fantasies. And today, these seeds have finally grown into the world tree, holding up the human starry empire. Our mission is not over yet. We once learned from our ancestors, from our counterparts in other parallel universes. We've inherited the dream of asking the sky from the green bird sowing, now transmitting through parallel space-time. The universe's famous blue giant fire, also passed down to us from the green bird's gathering. We created Chang'e and the Jade Rabbit, created the heavenly palace Guanghan, created the 3 cross angels, created the Jiwei Beichen. And today, we will create the green bird. We're going to step into another universe where we have already walked the path that we have already passed. Like other civilizations in the universe, humans in their early stages, passing on letters from the heavenly pavilion. That's the call to conquer the stars. Did you get it, huh? if all of this is true. So what that means is, the creator of the bluebird is none other than us. It's us. Or rather, it's us from a parallel universe. Yeah, and they're inviting us right now. Or rather, encouraging us to embark on this path, the road that all humanity is bound to choose. That is to transform AG-99 into a bluebird. Transform into those ancient myths, traveling back and forth in countless parallel universes, becoming the guiding star of another Earth civilization. As they say, they are welcoming us.